Hello and welcome to a brief overview of the Money Ledger program for Canadian real estate agents. In this video, you will see how you can easily keep track of all your business and personal expenses, your revenue, and your input taxes. Let's take a brief look at the screens and enter some transactions. The screen you're looking at now is the monthly screen. At the top left, you can see that it's January, and at the bottom, you can see there's one tab for every month. On the left side of the screen is where you make your entries. Then on the right side of the screen are two summary statements automatically being populated. The first summary is for all personal and business items, and the next summary is business only. Scrolling down, we see some other summaries. We see our input tax summary for the month, the amount collected, paid, and net balance due. We see our payment types with the total for each for the month. We see transfers between accounts. We see outstanding receivables, and we also see how many items are unreconciled with your paper statements. And we'll show you how to use that in a minute. The next screen is a year-to-date screen. And here we can see the year-to-date business only, year-to-date business and personal, and plus we have 4 quarterly reports. And all of these statements are being automatically populated for you. Beneath each of the quarterly statements, we have our input tax summary, collected, paid, net balance, and then when you do remittances, you just simply enter the amount of your remittance here, bringing the balance to 0. And finally, we have our setup screen. In a setup screen, we simply put in our expense categories as you would like. And then to the right, we have split percentages. So, for example, if you have an automotive lease or loan payment and you want to expense 80% to business and 20% to personal, you simply enter the ratios here. And then when you do your entry, you use the split class and it'll do the math for you. Same with home office expenses. If you have a heat bill, you can expense 15%. For example, to business and 85% personal. And again, when you do an entry in the ledger, use that split class and the math will be done for you. To the left of the expense categories are items to appear on a business financial statement. So if you have an item that you would like to have show up on a business financial, then you simply check here and use the check mark. And if it has a check mark, it'll show up. And if you don't want it to show up, you just leave it blank. Top left, we have the year, and you can use the program from one year to the next. So you simply change the year for past, current, or future years. Put in your business class name here. Put in all the different payment types you're using there. Put in the names of your input taxes along with the tax rate, and the program will do the math on your taxes as you do your entries. And set up your financial year. So if you have a different financial year than January, you simply click on the financial year where it starts, click submit, and the program is reformatted for that year. Once you got things set up the way you'd like, you simply choose save and you're good to go. Let's do a few entries. 4th of January, we have a Visa entry for business. It's for automotive, gas, and oil. We put in a comment. And here you can now put your tax in manually or just simply choose it off the list. So we're choosing GST and there's your tax amount. Okay, let's do another entry. This time it's going to be something to our savings account. It's for business and it's income. And let's say it's commission. 123 Smith. Put in the amount, and again we can enter our tax or choose it off the list, and our entries are done. Scrolling to the right, you can see that the statements are being populated, and scrolling at the bottom, there's net totals, there's amount of input tax being collected and paid, and the balance due, and everything is being set up here for you. Okay, a couple of other items. When you make that expense item for gasoline and oil, you can simply, instead of choosing business, we could have chosen split. And then now the math is done according to our ratio. So you see the entry here, you see how it's split between business and personal over here. Same with our income. If you have a commission here but it's still a receivable, you can just choose receivable off this list and it highlights that particular entry for you, showing that it's not paid yet but it's outstanding. It's not included in your income quite yet. So later when you get paid on that deal, you simply just choose the account that the money goes into, and then the entry is included in your financial statement and you're all done that entry. And finally, our reconciliation report shows that we have 2 unreconciled items on the ledger. So when you get your paper statement in the mail, you simply check off the items you see on the paper statement and you're all done. Thanks for tuning in.